Welcome back to the channel. So, are you a dick to yourself a lot of the time? Do you let negative thoughts control the actions that you take? If that is you, I'm gonna give you my top tips on how you can stop that from happening and get the most out of your business. Let's go. I honestly believe that negative self-talk and being mean to yourself is the #1 reason why small businesses fail. Because as a small business owner, if you are letting the voice inside your head control how you show up in the world, you are not even gonna take the action because you are so worried about what the voice inside your head is saying that you're not able to, you don't know enough, you know, who are you to do this? All of those self-sabotaging, imposter syndrome type thoughts. And I want to tell you a secret. Everybody has them. The most successful person in the world will have those thoughts. The only difference is we've figured out how to show up regardless. And that is what I want to talk to you about in this video. I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can control the voice inside your head. Are you ready? So the first tip that I want to give you for dealing with the negative thoughts in your head is journaling. But not just journaling in the general sense of like writing down how you feel, or, you know, writing gratitudes or any of those good things, which are all great, but actually journaling with a really specific purpose. So if the negative thoughts in your head become a bit overwhelming, or you feel like you're having a lot of them, then what I love to do is on one page of my journal, I will brain dump all of those thoughts. So I will write exactly what that voice is saying, almost as if it was a third person. And then on the second side, on the other side, you know, on the next page, I will reframe those thoughts into something more useful, because being able to reframe those thoughts is really important. By writing it down, you're getting it out of your head and into the world, and then it loses a lot of its power. So they always say, you know, if you've got things running around in your head, talk to somebody about it. But if you don't have somebody to discuss it with, just write it out. You can go through the process of writing it out and saying, you know, like, these are the thoughts that I'm having. So a lot of people will say to me things like, you know, when they're about to launch a new program in their business, or a new product in their business, or a new service, they'll say, who am I to do this? I don't know enough about this. I don't know enough about how to sell this. I don't know why people would buy this from me. And, you know, once you have that understanding that that is the block that's coming up, and that's the negative thought, you can then look at how you can reposition that for yourself. So you could say, I know enough to teach people and I'm always learning. So this isn't about going to the complete extreme, it's just about moving to the next best thing and saying, actually, how do I want to be kinder to myself? And the more that you do this, and the more that you coach these negative thoughts and you catch them and you say, actually, we're not thinking about that, and we move to something kinder, the easier it's gonna be. But actually writing these down is so good as you go through the process. Tip number 2 is to meditate. But again, to meditate with a purpose. Once you know and you've done your journal activity and you know the types of things that your own voice in your head brings up, your own negative thoughts, you can meditate with affirmations that counteract that. Things like, I'm always learning, I'm always growing, you know, I am brave enough to take action even when I'm scared. Any of those good affirmations that help you challenge the voice inside your head. And the best thing that you can do is record your own affirmation meditation. You could just do this on your phone, in your like record app. You could do this with like on your laptop with a bit of music playing in the background if you like meditations with music. You can do this however you want, but giving yourself a 5-minute meditation where you are talking to yourself and you are affirming all of the things that you want to, you know, feel, see, hear, experience in your like day-to-day life. It's a really good way to retrain your system to say, actually, I am capable of these things. One of the things that I love saying in mine is, the reason I'm a success is because I fail. And that is so powerful when you are a perfectionist like I was, when you struggle to take action, when you feel really overwhelmed. There are so many good affirmations that you can put in place to make sure that you are giving yourself the best possible chance at quieting your noisy in your head. Journal out, see what the affirmations need to be, write out a set of affirmations, record yourself saying them, maybe with a bit of music in the background, and then use that as your meditation and listen to that meditation every single day to start your day. When you feel like you've calibrated to that level, hear what the new negative thoughts are. Do the journal activity and write a new affirmation meditation. Record it and do it all over again. I find that I need to record a new meditation, depending on the season of business and life, it can be as often as every 30 days. And the longest one that I've listened to is, I think, just over 3 months before I needed to upgrade it. So it's completely up to you. When you first start this, you might need to listen to them for a little bit longer to let them bed in, because you might not have done this before, but it's such a good technique. The third and final tip that I want to cover with you is one of my favourite things. And this is something I'm going to share, which I've only actually shared with my email list. It's not something that I've spoken about publicly before. I find it very useful to name the voice in my head. So that negative voice that's going on and on and on, I have named her so that I don't identify as my negative thoughts. So my negative thought generator is called Tiff. And she can be really mean at times. She can be really mean. By naming her, it gives me a level of separation from those thoughts. So rather than getting sucked into them and identifying like I am these things, I am these thoughts, I can separate and say, Tiff is feeling XYZ. Tiff is saying XYZ. And I can then separate myself from that experience. One of the things that is happening regularly at the moment, and happens always when we bring big change and we push ourselves out of our comfort zones, is the voice inside of our head gets overactive. At the moment, with all of the house move and, you know, selling and buying and moving to a new country and all of the stuff that comes with that, Tiff is going insane a lot of the time. And I really have to do my brain dumping, record my meditations, make sure that I am staying on top of my mental well-being so that I don't let myself get overwhelmed. I don't let myself get caught up in that cycle of just doing all of the things. Actually, I can take a step back and say, I know that Tiff feels really uncomfortable right now, but actually, we've got this. I can support her, rather than letting that all just become encompassing and saying, you know, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe I'm not good enough to do this, or maybe, you know, it's not the right decision, etc. So it's really important that you can split that identity and say, actually, the negative identity is somebody else, and you can just observe the narrative that they give you. You don't have to identify with it, you don't have to accept it, you don't have to make it your own. You can literally just observe from the outside and say, well, that's interesting. I'm either gonna take action off the back of that because something needs to happen, or I'm gonna politely say, I've got this and I don't need to worry about the action or the drama that this thought is bringing. It's really good to be able to split that identity down. If you want more content like this, if you want to stay on this journey, please make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really helps the channel to grow as well. So I would absolutely love if you would subscribe and come on this journey. If you are willing to, I would love to hear the name that you are going to give your voice inside your head. So mine is Tiff, and Tiff would love to meet any of yours. So please drop a comment below with the name of your inner voice. Okay, I cannot wait to see you in the next video. We will chat soon. I am going to take this monster out now, and I will see you guys next week.